Hey y'all, Happy New Year. I want to talk about hair loss and hair retention, hair regrowth, along those lines. So, I wanted to make a point about you could do all the right things with your hair, and your hair could be thriving, growing, getting thick and full. If that is the DNA of your hair. And what I mean by the DNA of your hair is um, texture, density, curl pattern, those things define what your hair will look like at its full potential. For example, my hair. When I was wearing my hair curly and loose, wash and go and whatnot, my curl pattern, I have several different curl patterns, and we all do. But that determined what my wash and go would look like. When I wear my hair straight, um, I can wear a silk press for weeks. And the longer that I wear it, the thinner my hair would look. Now, the difference between thin hair and fine hair is fine hair is the actual strand, how full and thick the individual strand is. Thin hair is usually you see thin hair where there is hair loss. Lately, I see a lot of it at the top, and I'll do another video on why that happens, the various reasons why your hair thins at the top of your head. But today I want to talk about damage. And you could be on a regimen for 15 years, have beautiful hair, and go do one wrong thing and it'll ruin your hair in 20 minutes. Like literally break off, fall off. If it's bleaching, it can melt off. If you're using henna and then want to couple that with bleaching, or henna contains ingredients that is not conducive to other things, so we have to be careful with that. My clients, I get to know their individual head of hair, and what happens with that is I'm able to tell you what you can and cannot do for your individual head of hair. Most of my clients will listen and follow, the plan that we come up with. But, sometimes there's those who have health issues that may affect the hair. And some are just bored and want to try stuff. Now, it'll take 20 minutes to lose your hair, but it'll take 20 years to grow it back. And that's an exaggeration. It does take a very long time. You cannot come to the shop once, twice, and have that hair back, rewind to the minute before you did the thing that damaged it. It really takes a lot of patience and persistence and consistent routine, right? And usually when you damage your hair, it's going to be dry for a long time until you figure out what it is that works for your hair that can revert those issues. If you are coloring your hair, when you color your hair becomes high maintenance. I don't care what anybody tells you. To maintain color, you have to have a very regular regimen, especially if you're going lighter than your natural color. If you are covering gray and you go dark black, a level 4 or a level 1 through 4 in color, it becomes very high maintenance. And I'll even go as far as to say a level 5 and sometimes 6. And I know I'm speaking in hairstylist terms, but in y'all's terms, black and browns are high maintenance for gray hair. So what I mean by that is once you get into coloring your hair, you have to have the right products. I always recommend a bond builder, and when my clients come in, we talk about it. And most of my clients who have color on their hair, we've talked about it for up to 3 years. Like, no, I need to see what you do at home, because when you mess up at home, it's not your fault. It becomes my fault. because it never fails. That's what happens. The clients will say, oh, my stylist did this and my hair started breaking out. And it may be unintentional. It's just conversation that they're having. My stylist colored my hair and now my hair is breaking out. Well, in my salon, we discuss what it looks like for home care, what you should be doing. I'll get you to take notes. I'll get you to take pictures of stuff. Or you can just book your appointments to come in and I'll take care of it all at the shop. It's easy. And it actually could be cheaper because you don't quite know what you're doing at home, or you don't have the patience or the time maybe. And so that's my, job. That's what I'm here to do. I have it. So I have it down to a science as far as timing and how much product to use and so on and so forth. But when you bleach your hair, the bleach breaks down the bond, okay? Like, it's exposed, the strands, the inner parts of the strands is exposed, and we need to keep that built up. So that looks like protein treatments, bond treatments. I love Olaplex. When people say, oh, Olaplex burnt my hair, I don't know what they're using or how they're using it, and usually it's someone who's using it at home. For me, I explain to my clients where to get it from and how to use it. Or you may even be able to purchase it from me, or again, just book your appointments and I'll take care of it here at the shop. If you develop a health issue, whether it's autoimmune, PCOS, fibroids, a change in our body like menopause, sometimes your period, if you are anemic, pregnancy, vitamin D deficiency, high blood pressure medication, diabetes, any medication, lifestyle change, stress and anxiety, so on and so forth. I'll do another video on that as well. But these are just a handful of things that can affect your hair breakage, the health of your hair. So like, I see a lot of my ladies who have anxiety, they lose it here. It goes away here, it thins and it goes back, and then here we go to the dermatologist and they're telling you have male pattern baldness. I have a lot of unpopular opinions about hereditary illnesses and male pattern baldness and seborrheic dermatitis, which is, oh, they love to tell you that you have seborrheic dermatitis, which I'm not saying is not the case. I'm saying it's not always the case. Sometimes there's an allergic reaction. You got to remember your scalp is a part of your skin, okay? And if you're not feeding your body correctly, your hair is not being fed correctly. And it takes longer to come out of your hair. So usually when you see someone chop it all off, their hair thrives, is because they cut off all that bad stuff that was in the strands, that DNA, the illnesses and all of that was in the strands. They cut that off and starting over. So you will see a lot of women who will big chop, and you don't know why, but then a lot of them, their hair will thrive, like grow, like it seemed like it grows back next week. I have a sister who would shave her head, and literally 3 months later, hair be sitting on her shoulders. I never understood it, but she is one of the, on the outside at least, one of the most carefree people I know. And I know for a fact, she's one of the reasons why I do hair to this day. But what I would love for clients, my clients, current and future clients, to just come in, and when you have your appointment, bring up all of your concerns and then retain the conversation we have, because I do a lot of educating on your specific hair, not YouTube, not anybody else's hair, but your specific hair. And especially my clients that solely come to me, you'll see a difference in their hair versus the ones who may move around. And that's no shade. All that is I have a genuine care and passion for your hair, while the other stylists may as well, but their techniques are different. There's, the stuff that they use is different. It's a lot of moving pieces to that as to why that happens. But you could tell when I post a client you can tell that they've been to me for an extended period of time because they have a head full of hair. And the other thing is, when you have hair and health issues, or one or the other, you cannot do several different styles. I will always tell you, let's do a style plan. I will always say that. What's your hair goal? What is the goal for your hair? What do you want to see happen with your hair? And then that is noted, right? And once we get that noted, we plan accordingly. I will book you. Now, you can't book past 45 days on my site online. But when you come into the shop, these are one of the ways that I try to make my clients feel secure. And we've discussed your hair issues and we put a plan together. I will book your appointments for the year if I have to. And I have, I think, 10 clients who book for the year, and they are right on it. I will book you for, if you're comfortable with 3 months, I will book you for 3 months. If you whatever you're comfortable for, I will book you for that, so you know what to expect, what's coming up. And we have special occasions. We will pivot accordingly. But when you have hair damage, please have patience, because it's going to grow back, but you have to stick to your regimen and you have to have that patience. I have done it several times where I would join the journey with the client. If I have to cut my hair off and join the journey with you, I will, because it's hair and it'll grow back. You know what I mean? Hair, it doesn't define me. I can change it up. I can switch it up. I could do a quick weave. I could do braids. I could do whatever. I had locks. Cut those off. But I do all of that because, look, I'm doing it. This is what you could do too. This is your potential for your hair. Stop listening to people on YouTube. And, if you're looking at someone who is your hair idol, who you are idolizing for all of the hair that they have on their head, you need to remember that some people naturally grow a lot of hair, just naturally have, no matter what they do. Tons of hair just grow, You also have people who, we idolize people whose texture and density is different, their hair makeup is different. And our hair would never look like theirs. And that's okay. We are individuals, so we got to keep that in mind. My 4C hair girls, I don't like that description of this, the curl patterns, but my 4C hair girls with low porosity, usually their hair in my salon grow the fullest first, and then the length. They get the length because their hair is so full, but they don't see it. I see it. And it feels like it takes longer to the client for their hair to grow, and that's usually not the case. Usually it's growing, it's just they are idolizing or feeling someone else's hair. Usually can't see a regular curl pattern like you would maybe a 4A, 4B, 3C hair, but it's still beautiful hair nonetheless. It's my favorite texture, if I'm honest, because you could do more. You could work with it a little more. It defines natural styles. The silk presses are beautiful, nice and full and bouncy and voluminous, But yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there, the 3 things that you need in order for your hair to recover and thrive is, patience, persistence, and consistency, That's it. And if you need to book an appointment, you can come see me, KeyJohnsonHair.com or aptkhair.com. Either way, any website that you have ever known for me will come to my booking site. And if you want to have a consultation, we could do that. So we can get to the bottom of what's going on, with your hair, and, how to get to your target, to your goal with your hair. I hope this helps.